Now let us see pterygopalatine ganglion. Now as we know, pterygopalatine ganglion is present in the pterygopalatine fossa. So the pterygopalatine fossa can be seen approached from here through the pterygomaxillary fissure. Right? So from here we can go to the pterygopalatine fossa. So this pterygomaxillary fissure. But to dissect it from this place is very difficult. So what we have tried a new approach. So what I have done here is, I have taken a sagittal section, but not a mid-sagittal. I have taken a parasagittal section, right as much nearer to the foramen rotundum. This is the foramen rotundum, as you can see here. This is foramen rotundum, this part. Okay, so this is the foramen rotundum, and I have taken a section as much nearer to the foramen rotundum and then seen from the medial side. And then I had removed this roof of the pterygopalatine fossa here. This part of the sphenoid bone I had removed the anterior aspect of also. Now as you can see in this section, this is the left half of the skull. So this is the orbit, the anterior aspect, this is the lateral aspect, and this is the medial aspect. So I have cut the section in such a way that I am nearer to the foramen rotundum. I have cleared off the anterior wall and the posterior wall. So I have removed the anterior wall here. This is the foramen rotundum which was there. This is the maxillary nerve. So now, having opened these things, we can see they're very beautiful. This is the pterygopalatine ganglion, this part. This is the pterygopalatine ganglion. This is the maxillary nerve. So it is attached with the maxillary nerve, and from there here we can see the palatine branches going from the pterygopalatine ganglion. So this is the largest peripheral parasympathetic ganglion, that is the pterygopalatine ganglion. Going further downwards and opening up the various structures, we can see here that this is the opened up. So this is the mandibular nerve, which we have seen from the lateral aspect. So here this we are seeing from the medial aspect. So this is the mandibular nerve. This is the lingual branch nerve, the branch of the mandibular nerve, and this is the inferior alveolar nerve, which is passing behind this ligament. This is the sphenomandibular ligament. This ligament is attached onto the spine of the sphenoid and the lingula. So this is the sphenomandibular ligament, and this inferior alveolar nerve passes behind it into the mandibular canal. So this is the lingual nerve and this is the mandibular. So if we see around the mandibular nerve here, this dot like structure which you are able to see, this dot like structure here which you are able to see, this is the otic ganglion. As you can see, this is attached with the mandibular nerve, this structure. So this is otic ganglion. Okay, so this is the otic ganglion here. In the upper part, this is the pterygopalatine ganglion here. And if we still go further along the lingual nerve, here we can see this is this is the lingual nerve, as you can see. So from the lingual nerve here, this is a big thickening here. So this part represents the submandibular ganglion, and you can see the branches from this going into the submandibular salivary gland. So this is the submandibular ganglion. Here we have got in the upper part the otic ganglion here. This is here otic ganglion, and here this is the pterygopalatine ganglion. So these are the peripheral parasympathetic ganglia apart from the ciliary ganglion which we have seen in the previous segment. So the remaining three are the pterygopalatine, otic here, and the submandibular ganglion. All the three peripheral parasympathetic ganglions. Thank you.